Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and in this tutorial I want to show you a project that I'm working on that I call Quilt Cabs. And it's from the concept of all of these little mismatched, for lack of like as if they were fabric squares, pieced together on a piece of scrap fabric. And the way that I'm doing this is I'm actually starting out just with some clay that was left over from a project I had cut other, kind of first use or primary cabochons out of. And then I'm going through with this little clay cutter, and on the sections that are large enough that I can manage to squeeze one out. Let's go, boop, right there. And then pushing gently. I don't want to leave too much of an imprint there on the surface. And then I would just take it and place it in among the others. And I try to get a few cut out before I start placing, because I try to, I don't know, for an aesthetic purpose, I'm just trying to put different next to different. Like, I don't want all the same pieces to be next to each other. And I think on a piece like this, or on clay like this, where it had such pretty little segments of design, it's like I don't want to waste a bit of it, but how do we make use of that? So I'm just going through and cutting, because otherwise, normally I would have smushed this together, fold and roll it into like a marbled, scrap, very much like how I'm using for the back of this, because I really like the look of scrap clay. It's, it's pretty, I like it. But I really am excited to try out this technique. And so I'm just trying to get as many as I can. And if you're uncertain about a spot, go ahead and punch it out anyways, because you might end up with something that's still pretty usable. Okay, so I can kind of come through and just punching, push. And so if you had like just a really nice mokomagane, or this was, I was just stamping and painting with acrylic paints on some polymer clay, you could have also used alcohol ink. I feel like this warrants a whole lot of experimentation. And like that right there, favorite color. Oh my gosh, so pretty. So just pressing and popping it out. Just catching just as many as I can, because I don't want to waste a bit if I can manage it. And like parts like that right there, I think, not quite a complete one, but it might be good for like one of the edge pieces. So now I'm going to take all of this extra clay and all these remnants I am going to fold and roll into each other to make another piece of scrap. So I'm just picking them all up, making sure to not catch any of the little squares I had just made. Because any way that we can salvage as much of our hard work as we can. And just smushing these together. Now I'm not going to add this to my scrap clay just yet, or to my piece that I'm working on just yet. So I'm going to get it kind of rolled out. I want it smushed just as much as I can, because I don't want any air bubbles incorporated in this. And then I'm going to feed it through my pasta machine on the thickest setting. Now you could definitely piece the pieces together like this and then put like a piece of plastic over it and press it to like make a cab shape, but today I'm going to be distorting the pattern. So I'm going to put all of these face up so I can kind of see. And I want to just pick and grab some different colored ones. So it's making a really nice little just patchwork quilt, but out of clay instead of out of fabric. And if you have any that weren't quite complete little pieces, or they aren't the prettiest one, I don't know, all of them are so pretty though. Then you can kind of piece them in there at the sides. I'm looking for that really beautiful blue. There you are. I'm not biased at all. I am though. I really liked that blue. Definitely gonna have to do more of that in the future. Okay, so now I have all these pieces, and I think that just looks so neat, but I'm going to feed this through my pasta machine for the sake of science. Like, I haven't tried this before, actually, so we're learning together, you guys. So I'm going to feed this through and get distortion. I'm feeding it through this end first. And we got some interesting like peel up and stuff, so I'm going to make sure that they all stay down. I could have impressed it in a little bit more with like my acrylic roller, but maybe y'all can try that and let me know how that goes. And then I'm applying the second piece of clay to the back, and now I'm going to feed it through. We fed it through the first time this way. You can see how everything's distorted that way. So now I'm going to feed it through this way and distort everything that way. And there we have it. Oh, I think that looks so neat. Okay, so now from here, I want to make these into a cabochon that's big enough that you can kind of see the nice quilt work pattern. So I'm using a very large cutout. Maybe this one might be better. We could do a variety of shapes just to see. So there's that. We'll try a teardrop just to see if we have a favorite. And you can try to showcase particular spots. Yeah, I really love how that little spiral came out. Can I fit that in there? No, that one's too big. And this is where having a variety of different cutter sizes can really come in handy, because that way you can use every little bit. And be real careful. I got pretty close on that one to the edges, but you don't want to cut into one of your other cabs. And so, just a real interesting pattern. Okay, and then we can try, here's this one. Sorry, it's a real-time tutorial today. So, oh, that's neat though. Oh, I love how the swirls and everything distorted on that one. And so I feel like it more than doubles the surface area that we're getting out of the original little tiles that we were splicing together. Which that is pretty cool if you ask me. Man, I really liked that one. Okay. I'm just pushing it out of the clay. Just like that. And so now I'm going to peel all this up. Save these cabs because they can get baked, and then whenever they get domed with resin, they really come to life. Okay. But yeah, that's so vibrant. Okay. Setting those aside, and so now I'm going to take our scrap here and just smush and fold it together, because I don't want any air bubbles again, and I'm going to pass this through, and then we will do, this time I'm going to show how to do a cab an alternate way. So rolling it, pinching, feeding it through the pasta machine on the thickest setting, and that looks real nice. And even this, you could just cut shapes out the same way we did with these other cabochons, and dome them with resin, and you'll be surprised at how, well, I'm surprised typically by how much it comes to life with all the subtle nuances of like the color shifts and the little, you know, the sparkles and everything of the metallic paints that I was using. But let's go through and just start placing these guys again. The little tiles, getting our little quilt built. Trying real hard to fit in. A lot of these are starting to look a bit monochromatic. That's okay. That one's got a messed up corner, so I think I'm going to do him not in the middle. Yeah, I try to edge it with my kind of imperfect quilt squares, because the stuff at the edges typically gets lost. In the midst of everything else. Fitting one more little piece in. Okay, so now we have a little cab like this. It's got some texture in the surface, but that's okay. And you can even just use the wrapper to some polymer clay. I'm just going to pull that out nice and flat and lay it over our surface. You could also just use like a sandwich baggie or something. And then I'm going to use this teardrop shaped cabochon or cutter. And then you have to put a lot of pressure on it. So let me zoom back out for you. And I'm going to lay this on the back. And then press quite firmly. Sorry for the squeaking. That's my work surface rubbing up against my desk. And so you can see it's quite tight in there. So we're going to remove the cutter. Remove that. And then peel it back out. Clean up those edges a bit. And so this one we would just paint with a varnish or use PIM or use like a UV resin to coat it with, but that has a very nice cabochon surface. So that's if you don't want to mess around with resin, this is a great way to do cabs, and I do love that little quilt texture. So nice. So if y'all have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave those down below. Links to all the different tools and materials will be down in the video description, as well as links to my social media if you'd like to tag me in your posts. That way I can see what your work is, and also I would love to be able to feature you. So if you tag me, be sure to have the information in there for like your Etsy store and different things. That way I can point people in the right direction for purchasing your work or just checking out your gallery and stuff. But also, if you enjoy my free tutorials and would like to support the creation of more of them, please check me out on Patreon. Pledges start at just $1 a month, but I do also post quite a bit of stuff that you don't even have to be a pledger to see. You know, kind of behind the scenes stuff. Our $10 tier gets digital download content, as well as, like, the more you pledge, the more you get. So the higher your pledge is, the more behind the scenes access and kind of work in progress pictures, and you'll kind of get an idea of what new tutorials are coming out. And then if you pledge $20 or more, then you can get a craft crate of your choice of content. We do chainmail, wire wrapping, dealer's choice, which can kind of be a bit random. So sometimes you might get polymer clay stuff, sometimes you might get chainmail or art prints or wire wrapping, but all of you guys get, typically, with the random tier it gets pretty random, but all of y'all get these handmade cabochons in your craft crates. That way you can get the tools and materials that I'm using. Well, not tools, but materials. Tools get pretty expensive, so those are usually reserved for the giveaways. But what I'm saying is we've got a lot of stuff going over on our Patreon, and I'd really love for you guys to be able to craft right alongside me. So if you're willing and able, I'd love to see you guys over there. And but also I appreciate you guys just spending your time with me. So until next time, happy crafting. Bye.